Hello student, this is plan development second part, not second part only, little bit portion is left out, so that is about results of green revolution. So green revolution gave a boom to manufacturing sectors and which ultimately give rise to GDP of the country, that means gross domestic product. Actually, high yielding variety of seeds needs more irrigation and more power facilities. So all this actually gave a boom to manufacturing sector and which ultimately rise the Indian GDP. Then because of this green revolution ultimately led to need construction of new dams. So new dams are started, construction of new dam has started in India, and which also again boosted to employment opportunities for the people. And as the people got they were employed in certain sectors, so their standard of living also started rising. Then third one is Indian credit worthiness increased in international arena. That means India had taken credit from some international monetary organization like World Bank, etc. And within a stipulated period of time, India repay all her loan to the World Bank, which they have taken for actually for the green revolution. So that actually increased the prestige of India in international arena. And lastly, India became a food supplier country. Earlier, India was starving for food products, but now India became a food supplier country. So these are some of the, and another result is that because India became a food supplier country and India increased, for that reason India increased its prestige and power in international arena. Along with that, the popularity of Indira Gandhi also increased to a great extent, and along with that the popularity of the Congress party in comparison to the opposition party also increased to a great extent because of the successful implementation of this project, which is known as Green Revolution. But there are some limitations of Green Revolution also, because though after Green Revolution India became another thing is there, here I have forgotten. Because of this Green Revolution, Canada was very much impressed with that scenario of Green Revolution in India, and they have hired number of farmers from Haryana and Punjab to start Green Revolution in Canada. And so indirectly those farmers, they have also contributed a lot for increasing foreign exchange in India. So that is also there, and still now in Canada number of people belonging to Haryana and Punjab are settled permanently there. Some limitations are there because though India became a food exporting country, but in spite of that in 1979 and in 1987 drought took place in the country, and at that time India faced problem due to food shortage in the country. And so far as high yielding variety of seeds are concerned, these seeds are not used for all the crops. And another thing is that this green revolution is actually confined specially to Haryana and Punjab. Other states or farmer of other states, they actually did not get the taste of that green revolution. So that is another thing. And still now, and at present it is not possible for a particular country to become self-sufficient, totally self-sufficient in food grains, and same is happening in India. Still now in India, especially in Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, few years ago, number of farmers, they have killed themselves. Why? Because of the problem of agricultural production, etc., etc. So still now we are facing problem relating to agriculture. It may be relating to marketing, it may be relating to monsoon, it may be failure of irrigation facilities, etc., but problem are still there. So this is all about this chapter. The next one is India's external relation. So I am not going to discuss the whole chapter today. Only I'm going to tell you that what is actually the foreign policy. Foreign policy or external policy is a very significant policy for a country, because through the foreign policy and through the diplomatic policy generally a country try to maintain relation with other countries, and as the individual are very much interested to fulfill their own personal interest, in that way the nation states are also very much interested to fulfill their national interest by playing a role in international field. So but with the help of that foreign policy or diplomatic policy, generally a country tried to make adjustment with other countries so to fulfill its own national interest. So foreign policy or external relation played a very significant part for a country. And so far as India is concerned, India got independence in 1947, and after that Jawaharlal Nehru became the Prime Minister of India, and he was at that time Foreign Minister also, and he played a very important role so far as India's foreign policy is concerned or India's external policy is concerned. So today I am going to discuss most of the principles of Jawaharlal Nehru's foreign policy. So first of all, they are in favor of maintenance of sovereignty. Each and every country are actually interested to protect their own sovereignty. So India is also willing to protect its own sovereignty, and also they wanted to use their sovereign power so that they can increase their prestige abroad, and everybody will recognize India a real sovereign country. Then promotion of what? Promotion of national interest. Promotion of national interest, it is generally, wait for a while. Promotion of, next one is promotion of world peace. Okay, India is always a peace-loving country, and India was not at all interested to do anything which will create disturbances in the world, and so India is always in favor of maintaining world peace. And during the Cold War period also, India tried its level best to maintain world peace and tranquility, and try to create a friendly atmosphere with other countries throughout the world. Then support of UNO. UNO was established as an international organization after the Second World War, and this organization was created mainly to protect mainly to establish world peace and tranquility, etc. So India joined the United Nations Declaration of United Nations very early, and India supported United Nations in all its peace efforts, and sometimes even UNO is interested and asks India to help through the military power, etc. India also helped the UNO to establish peace and to avoid war in this world. Then opposition of colonialism, imperialism and racism. India was always against, because India himself was a colony of the British people, so India was always supported the anti-colonial and anti-imperialist policy of Afro-Asian countries, and they were also against anti-racism. So racism was there at African countries, South Africa mainly, and so India also always against the principle of racism. Then support for disarmament. Yes, India was always in favor of reduction of armaments, and they also supported number of pacts signed during the Cold War period regarding disarmament. But one thing is true, that India was not interested to sign various pacts to reduce their own arms and armaments, but one-sided. Actually, India was not interested to follow the disarmament policy, which are generally imposed only on the developing countries. India always in favor of disarmament throughout the world. So they are not in favor of accepting one-sided disarmament policy or disarmament issues, but they are in favor of disarmament policy, and they are also in favor of reduction of armaments. Then promotion of South-South cooperation. South means those who are underdeveloped countries. So India was always in favor of establishment of South-South cooperation. That means cooperation among the underdeveloped countries, and if they are able to establish cooperation among the South-South countries, then it will be helpful for them to at least to check the ambitious design of the countries of the North. North means the developed countries. So India also insisted on that. Then non-alignment. All of you are aware of the fact that what is non-alignment. That means during the Cold War, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and other three leaders, they thought that we got independence. So if we join either with American bloc or with Russian bloc, that may actually put some pressure on our independence, and that is why they did not join either with the capitalist bloc or with the communist bloc, but they remain non-aligned. That means not making alliance with any countries, they remain non-aligned countries. So non-alignment or policy of non-alignment is also it is also a brainchild of our first prime minister, and still we are following the policy of non-alignment. But though some criticism is also there regarding the non-aligned policy of India. Then human rights. India always in favor of protection of human rights, and whatever UNO had adopted for the protection of human rights, as for example Universal Declaration of Human Rights, all these things are supported by India, signed by India, and they also try to respect the human rights of the people. Then Panchashil principle. Jawaharlal Nehru followed this principle and tried to establish a peaceful world. Panchashil principle means 5 principles of mutual coexistence, then respect to each other's sovereignty, not to attack other countries, etc. etc. Then Commonwealth. India also favored the Commonwealth organization. So what is Commonwealth? Commonwealth means when the countries got independence from the British control, so those colonies which were at one time under the control of the British government, those independent countries, they came under one umbrella, and that is known as Commonwealth Organization, and the leader of the Commonwealth Organization is the King or Queen of England. Many countries, they are suspicious about the membership of the Commonwealth of Nations, because they are saying that as the British King or Queen is the leader of the Commonwealth of Nations, so joining to the Commonwealth of Organization means you are making compromise with your own sovereignty, but that is not the fact. Actually, Commonwealth Organization is an organization of the sovereign countries, and it is a voluntary association. You may join in the Commonwealth nations, you may stay there, you may come out from that organization anytime you like. And British King or Queen is only the ceremonial head of the Commonwealth of Organization. That is why India always supported the membership of the Commonwealth of Nations. And last one is peaceful coexistence. All the policies ultimately prove that India is always in favor of peaceful coexistence. That means India never attacked other countries in their own initiative. They only involved in the war if their sovereignty is in danger. Otherwise, India always favored peaceful coexistence among the nations, and always they are in favor of establishment of world peace. They always help the UNO to establish peace and tranquility in this world. They are also in favor of disarmament policy, but disarmament policy should not be one-sided or imposed by the big countries on the underdeveloped countries, etc. So, and they are also in favor of Panchashil policy and non-alignment, etc. So, all these principles are actually initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru, and still till today we are following this principle in our foreign policy with some adjustment here and there. So, next day I will try to conclude this chapter, that is India's external relation. So, thank you today.